When I was a young boy, my father...
You don't want me to get sued, do you?
No, I think that, to be fair, technically that goes over the copyright amount. But fuck it, we're here. We're doing it. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing Swords. As always, I'm Andrew.
And funnily enough, when I was a young boy, my father...
Did he used to take you to the city?
He took me into the city to see a marching band, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he said, like, one day, when you grow up... and then I forget the rest. I sort of got distracted, really. Big marching band, big city.
Sounds like it's quite an important speech.
It was a seminal moment in both of our lives.
And you've just forgotten about it.
Completely.
But you know what we didn't forget about, Jake?
Love?
No. My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance, yeah, man. When they came into the tour a few years ago, I was a bit like, should I have gone?
Yeah. They don't really tour the UK that much, do they?
No, not massively.
And I'm pretty sure that's because they didn't get cancelled over here, but they got a lot of flack for, like, they were being accused of contributing to, like, teenage suicide and things like that because of their music, weren't they?
Were they? I don't know.
If I remember, like, I remember that being a thing at the time.
It's a bit classic, innit?
Yeah.
Rock and roll's bad for you. Emo's bad for you.
Yeah.
Rap's bad for you.
Yeah.
Classical's probably bad for you.
The filth of the devil.
Jazz is definitely bad for you. There's no way you can tell me anyone wrote that who wasn't high.
Well, jazz is like the heart of rock and roll, isn't it?
It's the prelude.
Yeah.
It's the jazz, then the blues, then the rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Kevin Spacey's into the blues, so like we know what that means.
Immediately questionable. Immediately questionable.
But yeah, like compared to the Oasis situation, for once it actually went well for us in terms of trying to get tickets for something
as a
highly
team,
sought over.
As a collective team.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the system was still shit. Frankly.
Shocked.
Like, I mean, spoiler alert, we got tickets to go see them. They're doing 2 nights at Wembley. We're super excited.
They're celebrating 20 years.
Yeah.
Since
that
album.
makes me feel old. Doesn't you?
There's many things that make me feel old.
Yeah.
But
I'm so excited. Like the teenager in me is like especially going to Wembley Stadium as well. Look, we haven't got the best seats. We've gone for the cheap seats.
I would expect nothing less.
It still wasn't cheap, but
no.
I'm excited. And just to be there for it will be amazing.
It's nice to do a couple things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. We're going on technically a double date.
It is a double date.
Yeah.
It's nice to do double dates, couple things.
Yeah. So, no, I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too.
But yeah, the system was shit. And compared to Oasis, it was a breeze, to be honest with you. Because with Oasis, we queued for I think it was 4 or 5 hours just to get kicked out at the end of it.
I queued for 3 and then I was literally on a job and I was like, I physically have to leave the hotel and I don't have coverage. I'm like, I literally have to walk away from this.
Yeah.
But, I was on for 3.5 hours. It's like, fuck me.
Yeah. Whereas this time, I think I was queuing, because me and Leanne, we tried to be strategic about it. She queued for the Friday show and I queued for the Saturday. And weirdly, I got through just before she did, despite the fact she was queuing far further ahead in the queue for her one than I was on mine. And I got through and I was like, oh my God, it's happening. Couldn't see a timer anywhere, so I'm shitting myself. And I'm then thinking you've got a bit of time before seats start disappearing.
Yeah.
Incorrect. I start clicking into sections
and
they're just disappearing as you're looking at them and you're like, and they were just gone. Within, I think, 7 minutes of being in, there was no tickets left.
Yeah, you've got a panic buy almost.
Yeah, and but I didn't just want to go for shit seats. Do you know what I mean? I mean, and we've ended up with not great seats. But I'm just
but you still don't want to just go anywhere and then you get there and you're like,
But luckily Leanne was fine. And to be fair, I did it on my Mac and that was just shit in terms of the browser. You can't scroll properly on the screen. So it was just a disaster. But luckily Leanne was a legend and managed to
sort it.
Snag us some tickets.
Yeah, and I haven't messaged Lindsay back actually yet, but Lindsay's going on the other day that we're not yet.
Typically. Yeah.
So I was kind of going to be like, well, are you coming up early? Are you there for the whole weekend? I was like, if you're up for a bit.
What did she say?
I haven't messaged back. She's literally, I messaged her saying what night, and she said Saturday.
You shocked
and
me.
then I forgot and I've left it.
You shocked me.
I'm consistent.
Yeah.
And precious at not much else.
Yeah. But no, look, it's fantastic. We're really excited. As you can tell by the fact we played the music at the start of the show.
So you need, because everyone recognises that. Everyone of a certain age just knows.
Yeah, it's
one
funny.
note.
I was talking about it at work, and a lot of the older people were like, "Who?"
Shocking. Shocking.
But yeah, I haven't been to a concert for a long time. I mean, I know you're more of a gig goer. But yeah, I haven't been to a show for ages. I think the last gig I went to would have been Busted, I think.
Yeah, blimey.
But yeah, that was a long time ago. So yeah.
I think the last gig I went to, it's Stereophonics in the summer.
Nice. I'm just not. Aren't they Have a Nice Day?
Yes.
I think that's the only song I know.
My man. I've got a world to introduce you to.
I'm at an age now, Jake, where like, unless a song's really good, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not.
I'm always on the new artists. I'm so down with the kids.
I've heard that. And that's why
I'm going to beat those
legal
allegations.
problems.
I'm going to beat those allegations.
And I believe you. Just like Kevin Spacey. Do you know what I mean? He beat the allegations. Proven not
Legally,
guilty, Jake.
Legally.
He's not guilty. If anything, I think they should go back and remake the last season of House of Cards with him in it.
Just at a comfortably safe distance from anyone that looks remotely young.
Or male.
Yeah.
He's
arguably is putting a sexual predator in a room full of women any better. A gay sexual predator, sure.
Yeah. But he's not as interested in women.
Is that better? Do you know what I mean?
These are the sort of questions that people want answers.
This is for the HR department. That's for those guys.
It's not for us lonely worker bees.
We just write the show.
But yeah, we're back. We're podding, Jake.
We're back. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Good chat. Good catch up.
This feels like an awkward start. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Is it my stance?
It's a bit dry. Do you know what I mean?
I think, should we just do the first thing and then just address there was some contention from something I said in the last week's episode?
There was, yeah. Do you want to address it before?
I think we should. So
ahead.
Look, I said as soon as I came home from recording, I said to Steph, I said, look, listen, baby.
I think the word you used on pod was bitch.
No, we listened to it. I refrained from using that.
You went
to,
word. I went to. Bit,
I went to, and then I stopped. I said, listen, baby. I said, listen. I said, we've just recorded the podcast.
Yeah.
This week's episode, and there's a bit in it I said that's really cute and just shows how much you mean to me.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna. So we were laying in bed yesterday, and she said, "Aren't you gonna?" That's right, I own a bed. So we were laying in bed yesterday, and she said, What happened to this thing you were going to find me in the podcast? Bearing in mind we release on Sundays. This is now Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
And I went, baby, you stay there. I've got you. Went through, found it, played it for her. And if you have not listened to it, pause this, go back, listen to last week's episode.
Yeah.
There's probably about 17, 18 minutes left of the episode when we bring it up. But you can just do it on YouTube. Any good place, really.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's literally about 17 minutes left or so. And you said, if you were going to go and get some food, and your missus said, I don't want anything, and you went, you sure?
Yeah.
And then you came back with your food and she said, that actually does look good. I do want some.
Yeah.
Would you give her any? And I said, yes. Not a lot. Admittedly, it went downhill from there.
It did.
And we negotiated how much I'd give her.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, it was half of one of the double burgers.
You said in theory, you said if you've got a double burger.
Yeah.
I said, well, I presumably ordered a double burger because I want the double effect.
Yeah.
So I would take one half of one of the burgers and give that to her with
a
chips,
few chips.
So that I have half a burger that's the double that I wanted and half a burger that's a single that I didn't want, but I'm happy to eat. But she listened to it as soon as it started. She went, bullshit. Is the exact word she used. She actually recorded a voice note that she wants to air, and then after she said what she said,
have you listened to the voice note?
I was there when she recorded it.
Oh, okay.
And I will contest it.
Right, let's play this.
We do fair right of reply.
So this is Steph, Jake's lovely lady friend.
Jake is currently trying to backtrack and don't look at me like that and try and be all nice and say that this is a very different situation, but it's not. I call absolute bullshit on the fact that he says he would give me his food. No, he wouldn't.
Come on, Steph.
No, he wouldn't. Lost his mind when I had half a poppadom. Half a poppadom? What's that? And then he claims he'd give me some KFC. number one, I can't have it. But also, no, absolutely not. Bullshit.
Right.
There we go.
There's some context to this story. So a few days before...
I feel like this is going to become an ongoing segment.
Right, we'd had a curry.
Right.
And we'd got ourselves together. We plated up our meals each.
Yeah.
And I grabbed a handful of poppadom that I wanted to eat with my meal.
Yeah.
And then we retreated to the north wing of the house.
How many poppadoms we talking?
I think it was just one, and I'd just kind of broken it up.
Yeah.
Or maybe I had 1.5. I don't
For some
remember.
reason, when I have just to pause you for a second, when I have a takeaway Indian, which isn't very often because it upsets my stomach now, I just don't order poppadoms. That's for me an in-restaurant
experience.
Yeah.
See, obviously it's the standard when you order a poppadom is you eat it there with like the chutneys and the sauces and the yogurts and stuff. No, I want to use it as like a spoon.
No, I get
with
that.
my meal.
I'm like that with prawn crackers.
100%. I'm like, I don't give a shit about the sauces and the chutney.
I barely use my utensils. I'm just using prawn crackers.
You've got an edible
spoon. What more can you want that doesn't take up a lot of space in your stomach?
And it pairs with everything. Everything on that plate pairs with a prawn cracker. Everything on the plate in the curry pairs with a poppadom.
I'm with you. But sorry, back to the story.
Right, so look. So I pile up the appropriate price. Do you want it? No, I'm good. We went up. We retreat to the north wing.
Yeah.
Halfway through the meal, she leans over and just takes off my poppadom. And I made a comment. The difference in this situation, and I want to clarify, is
do I get the deciding ruling on this before we?
You can have your opinion. Everyone's worth their opinion. Right, if with a KFC and that, if she takes some of it, I've then got to either order again or go out and get more. There were poppadoms in the fucking house, like literally just downstairs. All she had to do was go to the kitchen and get some.
But that's a long way away. I've been in your house. Do you know what I mean?
And I was like, right.
You just said you're in the north wing.
And I sort of went a bit smithy on this one, where I was like, it's like, right. So it's like, if you wanted poppadoms, pick up some poppadoms. I've got this amount of poppadoms on my plate because that's the amount of poppadoms I want to eat. If you wanted some, you could have just grabbed some.
Do you two, when you're ordering, are you sharing what you order? Are you doing it Pam and Mick style, or are you going Smith and you're eating it in the car on your own?
For an Indian, we get our own.
Fair.
For a Chinese, it's a bit half and half. We'll usually get one. She'll normally have at least one dish that she knows she can eat safely.
Yeah.
And then we might get another dish between us that we can both have a bit of.
It must be difficult ordering takeaways with someone who's gluten intolerant.
No, you get to know restaurants that you trust, and there's certain dishes that you trust. Obviously, like rice noodles compared to flour noodles, wheat noodles. So yeah, sometimes we just get it. If I'm like, I'll just eat whatever, and we kind of split it up. The danger of that is that I eat a lot more than she does.
Yeah.
So even though she eats quicker and she'll be done first, I'm not going to stop there. Do you know what I mean? And if she's got it in her head, I might have some of that tomorrow. Or no, you're not. That's gone.
I have a real issue, like, because I live with my mum. Like, we'll be doing dinner sometimes together, and she'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to save some for Ron, like for another meal."
Right.
And I'm like, "You've just decided that without a conversation."
Depends who's cooked it, in my opinion.
Well, quite often it's like my sister occasionally cooks us a meal, and like we share it. And my mum will be like, "Yeah, well, I'm going to leave this amount to one side for a meal," and like I've just learned to accept it.
Yeah.
But every time there's a part of me that just
wants to fight.
Yeah.
I get it.
Because I'm like, you've made that decision unilaterally. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, like there was a night, so it was never stated, and I felt really bad, and I apologised profusely. But she was like, it's fine, whatever. But we were sitting around her playing Lego Harry Potter. We had some pasta. She cooked some pasta, and we both plated up. She'd had her amount. I'd had more. And what I did was I just kept getting up to the kitchen and just eating the last bits out of the pan.
Oh, right. Okay.
And she kept seeing me and hearing me and stuff. She was like, just put it in a bowl and bring it in. And I was like, no, because if that's in a second portion and that's greedy. But if I just keep picking at it, it feels psychologically I'm not eating as much.
I think that's more greedy. Because you think you're being sly about it.
So I polished that bad boy off. That was gone.
Yeah.
And then when I sat back down and she came out, she went, I was actually going to have that for lunch tomorrow. And I was like, so sorry.
I do think in that situation, though, you should declare that.
Yeah, if you don't
Do you know
declare
what I
it,
mean?
you don't get it. But the problem is I do eat more than her.
Yeah. Look, I'm with you, bro. Like, Leanne's half my size. I eat more than Leanne.
Hundo.
What I would say to avoid those sort of issues in future, like when she says, like, I would just go and get the second helping. Like, I'm comfortable. I don't feel uncomfortable about doing it with Leanne. She knows who I am. Do you know what I mean?
So I did go and get more.
Yeah. You were
But
just doing it.
The next time we had a
covertly.
curry, I just grabbed all the poppadoms and took them up with us.
Yeah.
It was like, right, you're going to want some. I want some. So they're just going to be there while we eat. Okay?
Yeah.
That's...
I have to say, I think had we not had the discussion we had, wouldn't have even been a dispute. Do you know what I mean? Because she knows what you're like. But also knowing what you're like, it is a bit rogue to just... Had you finished eating or were you like...
No, I was still eating.
Oh yeah, it's a bit rogue to just take something off someone's plate. No word.
My plate, of all people.
Yeah, and she should know.
She
should
should
know.
know.
That being said, she's also your missus. Do you know what I mean? Like,
It was just so funny. I was like, here's going to be a really sweet moment. You're going to go, oh, babe, that's so
And she was
sweet.
like,
I did. And
bullshit.
she was just 2 seconds in was like, what a load of shit.
yeah, I think the sentiment of what you tried to say was lovely, but I think as soon as you qualified it with like, yeah, she can have some. Whereas I felt like when I listened back to it, I was more upfront of being like, no, I'll just order her own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and you've each had a whole meal,
Yeah.
like overall.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, I feel like I'm in the middle on this one, to be honest with you.
It's an awkward position to be in, and I appreciate it.
Because I get where she's coming from.
I understand the contradiction on paper. Look, one week I've said, yes, you can have some of
And
my
then
food.
by
Then
the
she's
next
taken
week-
some of my food, and I've gone.
Yeah.
And it is the same situation. Do you want any? No, I don't want any. Oh, actually, I do want some. Can I have some of yours? And what's happened in my romanticised idea of it, it's like, of course, my love, you can have some of this. You know, what
Then
other
as
way?
soon as it
As
comes
soon as it
round-
actually happened in
Yeah.
reality, it was like, the fuck you do?
Well, the thing is, she
Get off
didn't
my
actually
foot.
ask. That's the caveat for me, is that she didn't ask. She did just reach. And if she'd have gone, babe, I know I'm being really cheeky, but can I have that poppadom?
I'd have probably gone down and got her one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, all right, you can have that one. I'll go get myself
Yeah, that
another.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
Which I did anyway.
But just reaching and taking it, like, yeah, it's rogue, especially with you.
If I may permit myself, if I may permit us to just drop like a nice, cheeky, quick.
Lawyer.
I thought that's what you were looking for.
Correct.
Like, look, she has the right of reply. If she disagrees with us,
Could just become, like you said, just an ongoing thing where I say I
her
would,
being like, no, you're both dickheads.
I would share my food, and her going, fucking bullshit, you wouldn't.
Well, look, now the onus is on you to prove it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we'll get, look, not a KFC, but something equivalent.
Well, yeah, she
That she
can't
can
eat
eat.
KFC. Yeah, look, KFC was a bad example. 'cause
And
she can't eat it.
I'll
but
prove my love. I'll lay
I
it
look
all on
forward
the
to
line.
hearing about how
I'll
you
lay
fail.
all lay- The odds aren't high.
They're not.
They're not
They're
high.
not. It's because the thing is, when you eat, you're hungry. So, like, you're
Yeah,
never
that's
going to
the
be
thing.
receptive
I'm
to...
very... So a lot of the time I eat with, like, emotional eating, but either way it's the same thing. It's like, I'm not,
This isn't for two people. This is for me.
this is for me.
Yeah.
Correct.
Look, I get it. I'm in the same wavelength with you. So, like, and like, if Leanne had just taken food off my plate, I'd have been like, bitch. But yeah, fair enough. No, I like it. Thank you for sending us a voice note, Steph.
She won't listen to this.
That's a shame. We could do with an extra listener. One of the things we could talk about is that we need to keep politics out of football, bro.
So I've been told.
I mean, it's just another example of like the times we live in like just how hypocritical and like anti-truth everything is. That like, because basically what we're talking about, and Jake brought my attention to it, I wasn't aware of it, that Reform have released football shirts.
Yeah.
That just and apparently the Union Jack's upside down on it.
It's also, do you remember when they kicked off because England, was it the Euros where we lost to Italy in the final and we had that weird George's flag on the back, on the net?
Yes.
And there's a certain group of what I would call core, I wouldn't necessarily say all reform voters, but I reckon everyone that moaned about it would vote reform, if that makes sense. And they were like...
Because wasn't it a
it
different
was like a
colour or
purpley
something?
thing.
Yeah,
and they were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you've disgraced the Union Jack, like it should be represented properly, and that's fucking only way, and blah, blah, blah. And then they've put on this upside down, like embossed in the blue of the roof. And it's like, really?
And they're also the same people that kicked off when
Where's your kicking off over that?
people were taking the knee in football games and things like that. And that was where the phrase came from, like, keep politics out of football. And then we come round to now and they're using it for their own benefit.
And this is the thing, right? Right-wing grifters, any grifter will always grift.
Yeah.
And merchandising is just such a big thing because these people want to, like... And that's the difference as well between the far right and the far left is the far right... And I might be wrong here. I appreciate that I'm a biased boy and I've got my rose-tinted spectacles on, but
we're lefties.
I'm hoping that you will correct me if you disagree,
yeah.
which I know you will. I feel like the far right are very likely to attach themselves to a political person. Like, not even a party. If Farage, who seems to be their figurehead at the moment...
I think reform's irrelevant. It's the fact Farage...
If Farage turned around and said, you know what, reform's been overrun by woke bollocks, and then started a new party, that core following, I think, would go with it.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right. We know that because UKIP isn't as popular as it's dead now, basically.
And I realise what I'm about to say, I've got an immediate counter to, which people might be screaming in on their commute to work or wherever you listen to us. But... people on the left are far more likely to, on the far left are far more likely to attach themselves to organisations rather than people.
I mean, I know what the obvious example is.
Corbyn.
Yeah.
And
but
I appreciate
he
there
seems
is
to
that.
be, I think, more of an exception, I feel. Like, I think because, as we discussed last week, he's so principled, and I think to a lot of people, like, he's still, and for me, I see him as a missed opportunity. Like, I see what could have been in the country had he been in charge. And I'm not saying he'd have been perfect. I'm sure there were the things he got wrong and not been right. But I think that's a big reason why he's still popular, because I think more and more people see that.
And I think as a result, the left aren't necessarily trying to sell themselves, which is why they're not about all over the place, because they're not out there trying to make merchandising. Whereas the right are trying to, like the far right, I'm talking about the fars on both sides. They are trying to sell themselves and they are trying to make that money. So, like, you see T-shirts and you see them selling stickers and all sorts of shit. Whereas with the far left, I know there are a large number of people that will back Corbyn. But yeah, I suppose the difference is you'll never see Jeremy Corbyn releasing a line of Jeremy Corbyn T-shirts.
It's very unlikely, because if you listen to Jeremy Corbyn, he's not him being. I think this has probably changed. I think he wanted to be in charge when he was Labour leader, whereas I don't get the impression he's actually that interested in being in charge now. I think he is more interested in growing a left-wing movement rather than focusing on trying to get himself into power necessarily.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, but that's just the impression I get.
He's probably not even thinking that far ahead. He just something needs changing and he's trying to change it. But
yeah, whereas when I look at Farage, I see someone who's power hungry and will say and do whatever it takes to get there.
And Corbyn as well. I know there's many circumstances that can affect it, but Corbyn was a Labour man through and through for most of his career until the party turned on him.
Yeah.
And he took a tiny little break and went, okay, I'm going to come back. If Labour's not for me, then I'm going to make something that is for me. Yeah. Whereas Farage has bumped around. He's tried to get in with the Conservatives. It didn't work out. He tried to, UKIP, it didn't work out. And now Reform. And if Reform hadn't have been the one that was right place, right time and picked up the crowd and picked up the pieces of the Conservatives' broken empire, he'd have moved on to something else. Yeah,
I'm pretty convinced that if the Conservatives decided, like, we're going to do whatever it takes to bring Farage over to our side and make him leader, I think he'd do it. I think for the prestige 100%. Of being the leader of the Tories and then to have the credibility of the Conservative Party behind him. Now, I know he doesn't have a lot nowadays, but in terms of it's one of the two big parties, I think he would bite their hand off if he was actually
I think he'd play the game. I think he'd go, no chance, you're just scared of us, but then after a while he would. I think he would take it.
Or he'd be like, I tell you what, we'll do it, but you need to take everyone we've got
we're going to fold the Reform Party, and we're basically turning it into Reform 2.0.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you do.
Mm.
In terms of like the move Reform have made by doing this, it is clever in a way, because what they're doing is continuing to tap into that tribalistic aspect of it all. Because like really fervent, I hesitate to call them football fans, but like the tribalistic football fans, I think are probably more susceptible to becoming right wing. And I could be really unfair saying that, but
yeah, I think it's a little on the nose as well, considering that it is, to turn a phrase, the footballification of politics, where we have to be on a side.
Literally
we have to be on a side. And it's very on the nose to be like, we are actually going to give you a shirt you can go out and support.
It's clever though. Do you see a lot of people buying them though? I mean, I don't know if they have been.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll do if I see.
And I reckon they'll be all over TikTok and Instagram, whatever, showing off their support and showing that well, you know, and you see these people who have been going to these protests outside the asylum hotels. They'll be, yeah. Although I did see there was a shot of some protesters outside one of the hotels, and they had, you know, they were just covered, complete anonymity, with like the full black mask and stuff. And someone did say, they were like, the far right, and the group lads like these get a really hard time. But I think it's very progressive the way they've done a complete 180 on the burqa.
It is ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I still find.
Also, by the way, one of the best jokes, because when the advert dropped for the Farage T-shirt, it had like number 10 on the back.
Yeah.
Presumably some subtle nod to we're going to get into number 10.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
But I did see someone responded and went, "Game's truly gone. Number 10 for a right winger."
I like that.
I was like, that's the humour I can get behind.
But yeah, like, I did hear the other day someone arguing that they feel like the left needs to become more aggressive. In terms of like, Farage will attack any and all subjects. Do you know what I mean? And he'll talk absolute nonsense on it, and it just seems to be effective. People like the fact and like, there's not a subject he can't be brought in on, if you know what I mean.
Although weirdly, and I'll give him his dues, I saw him doing a little speech Q&A conference thing, and the topic I saw, it was about 5 minutes long, 6 minutes long, and he was talking about prisons and prison reform. And a lot of people goading him with some real classic right-wing, you know, because the whole criminal system is just fucking primed for, prison systems are primed for the right-wing debate topics and hot topics. And he was asked on a number of questions. And he just, the whole way, he kind of shut most of the hot topics down. And he said, look, he was like, one of the things that we all agree on, I was like, what the fuck, we actually do, is he's like, that prisoners deserve to be treated with dignity and remain their humanity. And, you know, it's about, at its core, a rehabilitation, getting people back into society. And he says, and therefore, the approach that reform would take would be based upon that. He said, so I'm not going to, you know, I don't think it's right to say we're going to do X, Y, or Z. He said, because I think that all contradicts the whole. And I was like, that is the most I don't know the word I'm looking for, but considering he's normally so
it's
reactive and punchy, and
it was a considered approach. Yeah. The thing is, though, you then, as you were talking about, I was like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. And I was like, but he does also want to leave the ECHR. Do you know what I mean? So he wants to take away human rights. So it doesn't quite marry. And it's odd to take that stance on that subject when that is his attitude.
But I found it very weird that he was being offered these right-wing hot topics,
the opportunity
and
to
he
bang the
wasn't
drum
taking them. And I was like, this is weird. So I don't want to say give credit, but do you know what I mean? I want to
Yeah. Well, as you would say to me, like, a broken clock's right twice a day. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Like, everyone has
David
their
Icke
moments.
factor.
And the thing is, as much as I really can't stand Nigel Farage, I am sure if I met him, he wouldn't be a horrible person to talk to. Do you know what I mean? I reckon he'd probably be affable, friendly, probably quite engaging, and, you know, I'm sure that he'd come across as quite a nice bloke. You could probably have a pint with him.
You're white, so I would agree. He's probably going to be lovely to you.
But yeah, I mean, I still don't. I go back and forth on whether I think he'll end up in number 10. I hope not, because I think it's not just like the racial tensions being ramped up. I'm more concerned about what he'll do to working people and what he'll do to the NHS, because he's very publicly said he wants to fully privatise it.
And I would judge anyone in a reformed football shirt, because I believe that this man sounds so wanky, but what's the difference from normal times, right? Normal episodes, right? But humanity, society, all of it is so complex and it's so intricate and delicate in places that if you try and approach every single aspect of humanity and society from one side of the coin, you're just going to be beating something that doesn't belong in certain parts. And I think that is why, for me, I've always thought less of, that's a very big statement, I've always thought less of people that tie themselves to a political person or a political party, because do you know what, I might look, and look, I'm not saying like don't support, like for example, the Green Party now, I don't support them, but don't like go 100% eggs in the basket, because look,
what's like, don't be a member?
No, be a member, do all that canvassing and stuff, but to kind of completely throw all of your weight into it. To make it your identity, but it's also like, you know, the Green Party, they might have so much stuff, and even like, you know, at any point in time that right now is, you think, I agree with everything, but they're fallible, they might change, they're going to get some stuff wrong, and you've got to be prepared to criticise that. Whereas I think we see with certain members of the right wing, you see it with, I'm going to, look, not all of it, I'm going to say predominantly Farage in the UK, Trump in America. They are, to their core supporters, beyond criticism. Yeah. And it's like, no, even if you do actually agree with them, no one is beyond, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit like with the Crystal Palace Forest situation, how sensitive the Forest fans are to the criticism of their owner. And it's like, look, I get he's probably done some good things for your club, but you should also be able to appreciate the shit things about him and what's not good.
Look, you're benefiting, but he's dodgy.
Yeah.
Like, you're benefiting from the dodginess.
Yeah.
But he's dodgy.
But he is dodgy, and at some point, that will turn around and...
Yeah, it probably will catch up with you.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already faced a deduction, and they've already faced fines and stuff.
Yeah, so. And, like, ultimately they're doing all right at the moment, but it could very easily go the other way. Like, someone like that, like, I've heard all sorts about how that man makes his money. Eventually, those sort of things can catch up with someone, and then suddenly you're... I would imagine, I could be wrong, I don't know the ins and outs of Forest's finances, but that he's probably quite heavily doping them financially. And if someone like that suddenly loses access to their income or their finances...
I will say this in defence of Forest, and you'll very rarely hear me speak in defence of Forest since this summer. Every football club is doing that, not just in the Premier League or the La Liga. Literally, every professional football club is doing it.
I think
we're not doing it as much as others. I think we'd be fools to suggest that we're not doing it.
Yeah.
But we're doing it less than certain other clubs.
Yeah.
The likes of Chelsea, who are just masters at it, you know, and everyone looking at what they did with like selling their own football team and then the ground and all that stuff to themselves, and all the other like Everton and Villa looking at it and being like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
That's a thought. But whilst I would say Forest aren't as bad as Chelsea, they're up there.
Yeah.
They're up there.
Yeah. But my point is, so like,
in my opinion,
to take it back to Farage, like, you might feel like, because the thing is, he's speaking against power currently. That's the way I feel like they see it. If we put ourselves in their mindset, like, these people are frustrated, they're angry, there's things they don't like, and he's the only person they see that's speaking for them. That's what they would say.
We're all being oppressed by the government, and we represent the people oppressed.
But I fucking promise you, if you think that man's going to get into power and serve you, you're deluded. You are. Like, you're not paying attention, because any listening to the substance of what he says, you'll hear he wants to have an insurance-based NHS system. So the one thing everybody in this country agrees...
The public, mostly the public,
agrees that is sacred to everyone is the NHS, and the fact it's free at the point of entry or point of service or use, whatever the terminology is. He wants to take that away. So if you think you're struggling now, if you've suddenly got to start paying medical bills for like you need to call an ambulance because your mum's ill or your dad's ill.
Boom, 20 grand.
Yeah, you're fucked. That's like, you're done. Like people like we see it in America, exactly what goes on. There was a story, was it last year, of that poor lad that was stretching his insulin because they were being charged $200 per pen, whereas in this country it costs us about 20 quid, which you don't even have to pay. But he died because he had to stretch out his insulin. We're going to see that over here if he gets in power. So just on that one thing alone, he's going to kill people. But because he's the symbol of their side and what they believe in, the substance doesn't matter for some reason.
No, you just look at the difference between, just to take the difference between him and Corbyn, and I think it's, despite the accusations we'll face after this little segment, if you listen back historically, we've never been like massive Corbyn fans. We've believed in a lot of his policies, but we've never been Corbyn fans.
I've probably been more of a supporter of a Corbyn than you have. And I think that's just because...
I like his policies and ideals, but I've never been a massive...
Like I said, I've been very honest about the fact I think as a leader of a party, there's a lot of flaws. But in terms of his politics and where he stands on most issues, I don't know anything that he talks about that I don't necessarily agree with him on.
But
do you know what I mean?
Is Jeremy Corbyn at every single session in the Houses of Parliament? No. Of course he isn't.
No MP is.
But he's there an awful lot, and he's certainly there for all the big talking points when it comes to the health service, when it comes to child caps, when it comes to handouts, what do you call them, benefits, anything like that. He's there more often than not. And if he took a job as a member of the European Parliament back when that was a possibility for us, he'd have been there.
Yeah.
He'd have been turning up to the meetings, and if he was part of a council, I can't think like when they put together little committees.
Yeah.
If he was part of a committee, he'd be I truly believe he'd be an active part of that committee.
Yeah.
Nigel Farage has literally shown us that he's not done that.
Yeah.
Jeremy Corbyn will hold semi-regular, and I'm not saying regular because he's starting up a new party, and before he was a little while where he was a backbencher, but he was a senior member of the Labour Party for a few years there. But he would still make time to see his constituents. Nigel Farage has shown us that he has not. Yeah, and he will not.
It's very uncommon previously for people to leave one of the major parties and get elected as an independent. It is quite rare.
Yeah.
And he was, by and large, if you look at it publicly, disgraced. If you think about it, like by and large, like if you were to look on media at the time when he lost the election, he was being called an anti-Semite. He just lost an election to Boris Johnson. Like, it wasn't going well.
Resoundingly as well, yeah.
And then was kicked out of the Labour Party by the new leader, now the Prime Minister. And the people in his constituency, because they know him, because they know how he serves their community, continued to elect him. And then he's been able to be a major part in bringing together an independent coalition and form a new party.
But I'm not using that as a thing to big up Jeremy Corbyn, as much as that sounds it. The opposite. I'm using it as a stick to beat over the head of Nigel Farage. He does not care.
He doesn't respect the system.
Talks about fishing and Brexit and farmers and that. He was part of a committee that focused on EU-UK fishing relations.
He
literally never turned up. I think he turned up to one meeting. No, in fact, he turned. I don't know about this. Sorry, I don't know about the committee. He was part of committees that he didn't turn up to, but there were several meetings held about EU-UK fishing relations.
Yeah.
And when I say several, I mean dozens. During his time there was like 50 meetings or whatever.
Yeah.
He was at one.
Do you think
he doesn't really care?
It's all talk. Farage and Trump, a big part of their characters is there isn't any shame.
100%. We've spoken about it here before.
Do you think that's what attracts people to them? That there isn't shame, that they feel the freedom to say the things that in the privacy of people's own homes, that's the only place they would dare to say some of these things?
I've always thought that there's an attractive quality to someone who lives without shame. We're all attracted to confidence, and a lack of shame is the ultimate confidence. However, I believe it's crossed over, and Johnson was the first one to do it in a really big way, in my opinion, where it crossed over from no shame to no accountability.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing, like for me, one of the big things that I always used to remember when you read about some newspapers exploited this bloke because he's gone to see a prostitute, and he's done a line of coke in a bra. I'm specifically talking
Is it a
about one
crime?
incident. But
what's
if he
the charge?
If he then came out and said,
I regret
I'm sorry.
nothing.
He went, yeah, look, I'm sorry that
It's just a Friday night, folks.
Sorry that I used illegal substances and I hired,
Ladies of the night.
Ladies of the night, which is not okay, he says. But in terms of the things I did with them, those were perfectly normal, healthy things. He said, I like wearing a bra.
Yeah.
Whatever else happened in that incident. He just
he
went,
was having a
that's
good
what I like.
time.
Then you kind of go, oh, right. Shame is the whole thought of shame. And John Ronson does he's done a whole series on it, but he's a fantastic book. So you've been publicly shamed. And, shame is like, aha, I've caught you doing something. And if you go, oh my God, I go, yes, I got you. But if you go, I caught you doing something, and you went, doing what? I'd have told you about it. Yeah, okay, that's what I like. This man likes sniffing his partner's socks. And they just goes, yes, it's unconventional, but that's what I like.
That's what gets me there.
I've always done it consensually.
Yeah. My missus knows.
She's maybe not thrilled to take part in it, but she's more than happy to give up her socks for me. And you go, fuck, I kind of like this guy. He's all right. And then Boris Johnson, and since then some other have taken it too far, because now it's like, it's not just I caught you doing some depraved thing, or you did a bit of weed, and it's like, so what? Come on, man, live a little. It's like, you lied to the entire Houses of Parliament, and you go, no, I didn't. And it's like, no, there's not, like, and then when it properly does come out, and it's like, politics.
I feel like
it's like, no, that's too far.
With Boris Johnson, what we never did was we put all the blame on him. Now, don't get me wrong, he is obviously responsible for all of his behaviour. He is. But you have to factor in the fact that we knew who he was as a society before we elected him.
Yeah.
Like, he's
had Donald Trump, like we knew.
So if you put him in charge and then he goes on to behave the way he does, one, you can't be shocked, but I think you also have to accept as a society,
that's on us.
And you're responsible for it. And the responsible thing to do is to try and learn from that. But it feels like we're not.
No.
And I don't know how we turn that around.
No, I don't know. All I can say is if you want to buy a CrossingSwords football shirt, the links are down below. The Union Jack's on there incorrectly.
Football shirt, maybe not. I would release CrossingSwords shirts.
What would they say? Just two CrossingSwords? Us?
I'd probably have a classier one. I say classy, but there'd be like a very basic one that just had two small swords. Like, do you know what I mean? Like a little pin badge almost on it.
Classy understated.
Yeah, understated. Beautiful word. I'd perhaps have one of us on it. Do you know what I mean?
Making sweet, sweet love.
More ostentatious ones. Football shirts, maybe not. Do you know what I mean?
I'd have one now with just a poppadom snapped in half.
I like the idea of one of us, like, not wearing a lot of clothes on it.
I'm already
in seductive positions.
You wear clothes so we don't have to.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know if I'd do a football shirt. I don't think I would.
I'm in. I'll make it.
I mean, we're not a political institution, so I know we talk about politics.
You're the minister for vibes.
And I am the minister for vibes. I've just not been chosen to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Not yet.
I don't know if I'd want to be in Keir Starmer's government.
What about Farage's?
No.
The whole time the vibe's just like, it's quite racist, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think I've got the vibes for you lot. And the problem with Farage as well and reform in general is, and it's something I'm wary of with Corbyn forming a new party, is you have to be really careful who you bring in, especially the bigger you want to get. Now, I don't think the Your Party, as they're currently known, the members haven't chosen a new name yet. I don't know if they'll have the funding or donor base to really be one of the major players at the next election. I could be wrong. Farage does have that backing. But as we know, Reform have a very clear history of just bringing in anyone who's willing to don the jersey.
To quote Ross in one episode of Friends,
No.
None of the same ones would come back with me.
No.
None of the same ones would stand for our party.
No. And like, we know, like, immediately upon election and getting in, one of their MPs has now had to stand down from the Reform Party because it turned out he's a bloke who likes to beat up women.
Well, he got.
I tend to think if you're someone who beats women up, like, you probably do it more than once. I think I could be done for libel there, but
I'm trying to avoid such.
Well, that's fine. You won't
slander.
get done for it, but I feel quite. If I got sued by a man who beats women, I'm not that bothered about it, and I ain't got anything, Jake, so he can come for me.
I know. I've got several wings of the house.
Yeah, you're
mansion.
fine.
I've got an estate.
You can say to the camera now, I don't support this.
I don't.
But like, my point is that in general, the bar for being in reform is very low. So like, you could end up with a cabinet of proper wrong-uns. Do you know what I mean?
You mean end up with? Labour's ain't much better, to be fair.
I mean, they've got a couple of people. I mean, we liked James. Is it James? Not James Dyson. Timpson.
Yeah, James Timpson.
I like the cut of his jib from what I've seen.
And I like the cut of his keys.
Yeah, who doesn't? It's affordable. Oh, dear. But yeah, I didn't expect it. We fucking spent 45 minutes talking about this. I wasn't expecting it.
Well, that's a run deep. Do you want to play a fun little game to just loosen us up?
Let's do it.
Do you want to play the alphabet game?
The alphabet game?
You each start a sentence, the next sentence with the next letter of the alphabet.
Oh, no.
So like, I'll go A, you go B, I'll go C.
We can do. I've never done this before.
Are you ready?
Barely. Does that count?
Could you tell?
Don't stop me now, Jake.
Excellent choice of words.
No. Fuck me, this is hard.
Great use. I just wanted to buy you some time.
Harry Potter's one of my favourite franchises.
Is it?
Just to let you know.
Knowledge like that is key to my day.
Less is more.
Maybe we need to have the alphabet written down to help us.
I was having, as you were saying yours, I was trying to, what's after go? Never trust a Welshman.
Okay.
No, I ain't got it. I know it's P.
Actually, clip.
Party on.
I know it's P.
Said it, party on.
Questionable choice, but acceptable.
Ready, set, go.
Somebody's getting better.
To be or not to be?
Under normal circumstances, I feel like we'd be quicker.
Very good.
Well, we're nearly there.
Xylophones are great.
You've done very well to get that.
Zoos are one of my favourite places to visit.
I'm taking it all the way to the start because
That was awful. I hated every second of that.
I could tell.
I've only recently...
I could tell.
You're going to laugh. It's only in recent years I've fully learnt the alphabet. That's an embarrassing thing to admit. I just wasn't taught it properly in school. Genuinely. And it's only in like the last few years I've actually properly learnt
Like,
the
were
alphabet.
bits missing? Did you not know? Did you know all the letters? You just didn't know the order?
Yes, of course I know what all the letters are. I just couldn't remember the order.
At what point did you struggle?
It was A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. And then I think it was when I got after P, I used to struggle.
So did the song not help you?
I didn't remember the rest of the song.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and then you rush through L, M, N, O, P. I don't know why those are the quick bits. They're the quick letters, apparently. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
But he just rolls, doesn't it?
Apparently.
And then it's Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
And it's
Now
better
I
in
know my
America because it
ABCs.
rhymes, but it's not accurate, is it?
Yeah.
Y and Z.
Oh, I say Z.
Yeah, you go, now I know my ABCs. Yeah, A, Y, and Z. And now I know my
ABCs. Dance with
ABCs.
me.
But it's ABZ. It's X, Y, Z.
It's the rhyme.
Oh, bollocks to the rhyme. It's for the correct course of
Feel
English
the rhythm,
language.
Jay, and feel the rhyme.
Get on up.
It's
Bobsleigh time.
Cool alphabet game, bro.
I can tell you're thrilled I did it.
I fucking hated every second of it.
Tip though. Tip for anyone who wants to play along. If you kick things off, your partner gets X.
I almost hate bringing this subject up, and I've hesitated to bring it up on previous episodes, and we don't have to dwell on it for long.
Oh, look, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's not as big as it was when I was younger.
Why? What's happened?
Years of abuse. years of.
I don't necessarily want to call this person out, but I thought it was interesting to discuss, like, the dynamics a little bit, I guess. But basically, Mo Gilligan's come under some heat recently.
So you've said.
Are you aware of the story
I am not.
at all? So basically,
Mo Gilligan, the comedian.
the comedian, yeah. And I've always liked Mo Gilligan, by the way. So this isn't like, it probably is a little bit opportunistic, but I just thought it was an interesting subject. He was dating a very attractive lady. I'm pretty sure she's a model. And he got her pregnant. He told her, I don't want the baby. I'm not ready to be a dad. Don't want it. She chose to keep the kid, which is her right, obviously. And she called him out on, I think it was Instagram, for basically being a deadbeat dad, that he barely sees the kid. Whenever he comes over, he'll like be wearing a hat and a hood and glasses and that sort of thing to try and disguise the fact he's there. And then when he takes the kid out,
nothing looks less dodgy than a bloke in hoodie and glasses and a hat going in and out of your house.
But yeah, she basically just called him out for being. She didn't say he'd had nothing to do with the kid, but and one of the reasons she criticised him was because he said he didn't want to have the kid, and then not long afterwards he got with someone else and has had a kid with them, and has publicly been with that kid and hasn't with the previous one. He made one response. He's not really like, from what I've seen, he's not like gone properly public with it, but he did a post.
He's not done a full Greg Wallace and just done a video, released himself.
No, whereas I'm autistic and that's why I hate my child.
The very same.
But he basically, he did a picture of the kid and on Instagram and said, I wasn't hiding my kid from the world, I was hiding the world from my kid. And that's the only defence he's put up about it. I'm not necessarily asking us to judge him, but I just wondered what you thought about it.
As long as you're not asking us to adopt the kid. Go and father him, show him what fathers could be. No, it's interesting. For me, it all hinges on the fact that he said to her, yeah, look, this is all between them. He said, she said, right? I'm not
100%. Look, one thing I would state before we start casting judgments or anything, there's three sides to every story. There's that person's this person, then there's the truth in between. So we don't know the ins and outs. But pardon the pun.
As it's been reported to me there by you, by yourself, I genuinely think it hinges on the fact that he said to her, I don't want a child. Now, whether he said that's because I'm not ready or I don't want to be a dad, which is what I think that's irrelevant. I think maybe he didn't want to, maybe he wasn't ready, maybe he didn't want a child at that point, and that's changed when he's met this other person. Because like, we all know that when you meet, don't call me an old romantic, but when you meet the one, you know, and everything just feels right, and all those things that you used to worry about.
Sorry, Steph.
They just listen. I've told her that when I find the one, I will describe those feelings to her.
Do you remember we knew someone that admitted to all of us that their partner had said they were still waiting to meet the one?
I do. I mean, we're going back like 15 years or so now, but I do remember. It was a linchpin moment.
Yeah. Stayed with him.
It's so social.
Stayed with him.
I'm not surprised. That's fucking trauma.
Sorry, you were saying.
But we all know that, like, when you meet the one, all those fears, commitment fears, when you think about the future and you're like, oh, fucking hell, like, forever, ever?
Ever.
Like, thank you so much for that, by the way.
It's all right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're like, okay, yeah, forever, that's fine, and you did the whole kids thing, and
yeah,
you don't worry about that anymore. When you meet the one, if deep down you did want children at some point, and you think, oh, actually, I'm ready because this is my person.
Yeah. Or
so
even
maybe,
if you're with the right person and you're not ready for the kids, you might find if they get pregnant, you're like, well, do you know what? It might not be the time I thought, but
my gut
I'm in this with you.
Is that he wasn't committed to the first woman, which is why he didn't want
just banging, and it's.
I think whatever she thought it was, and whatever he told her it was, which is where he's culpable.
Yeah.
I think, to him it probably was just more of a fling rather than a relationship. And I think he wasn't committed to a future with her. And so I think when she's pregnant, that's why he said, I'm not ready to be a dad. What he didn't want to say is, I don't want to be a dad with you. That's a very cruel thing to say. And I think it was smart that he didn't say that. Yeah. But, then he meets the next person. She has the kid anyway. Like you said, that's her right.
Yeah.
Like, she goes off and she does it. And he's like, look, I told you I don't really want anything to do with that. If you want to have the kid, you have the kid. I'll support a little bit if I can, but please don't expect me to be involved. I don't want.
Do you think that's okay though?
Yeah.
Do you?
If I've laid it all on if me and you are having a child,
go on,
right, and you've like, I'm adopting a kid,
my interest,
and I've laid it all on the line and said, look, I don't want the child. I don't want to stand in the way of you having the child, but I don't think you can then expect me to be involved in that child. Do you know what I mean?
The argument I would make to you is the old phrase my mum always used to say was, if you play adult games, you pay adult prices. Yeah. So and my brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, sorry, always had a really good fit. He was like, don't sleep with anyone you're not willing to raise a child with.
No, and that's fine, but that's not the way people live.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And
but then fucking wear a condom, Jake. Do you know what I mean? If you're not willing... Like, we've all been in dicey situations. I've been irresponsible.
Can I just say, how expensive fucking condoms are?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, baby.
Genuinely, though.
I'll be in Beijing.
And I'm blown away that's genuinely your attitude to it, to be honest. Because one of the questions I had, because I watched a lot of reaction videos.
Yeah, look, I've not seen, I don't know.
And other men, only men, by the way, women don't tend to have this attitude of basically saying that, well, if a bloke tells her he didn't want the kid, she can't then be shocked if he has nothing to do with the kid.
Yeah, it's weird that that's the one I join up with.
It is. I'm genuinely, because normally you're full lefty on everything, by and large. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And I would posit to you the attitude of, well, if I've told you I don't want the kid, because it's different with adoption, right? Because you're not.
No, I know.
There.
But hypothetically, if we could have children, we were sleeping together, and one of us could have children.
Yeah.
And let me flip it on its head. Let me take myself out of the Mo Gilligan position.
Jay, wear a condom, bro.
Take myself out of the.
It feels so much better when I don't wear it.
Let me put myself in the woman's position. Okay, so I'm there. I'm on my back, legs open. That's cruel. It's so callous and insensitive. Right, and you say to me, we're fooling around, and I go, I'm pregnant. I thought it was a relationship. You clearly thought it wasn't. And I go, I'm pregnant. I'm going to keep the child. And you said to me, I think we should get rid of it. I'm not ready to be a father. I do think he has some responsibility to.
Do you think he
pay his way more than anything? Yeah, rather than being physically involved. I think he has a responsibility to be financially. But then like I said, if you said to me no, and I went, I'm going to have the kid, and then I have the kid, and I go, come on, be the parent, and you went, or no, I wouldn't then be like, fucking deadbeat dad, this guy, because it's like, no, you told me from the off. Like, you told me from the off.
I couldn't disagree more, because I just think if you've been, and I'm sorry, it is irresponsible.
It is irresponsible
to dance with the devil, so to speak, and to roll the dice that. Not pulling out's not going to go the wrong way. Do you know what I mean?
Weak, bro.
Like, I just think those are the choices you made. So, like, because it's interesting, would you then argue, and I don't think you necessarily think this, do you think the man's opinion on whether you should keep the baby should weigh more heavily now? Or do you know what I mean?
In terms of the discussion?
Because obviously in that situation, he's gone, I don't want the kid. She's gone, well, I do, so I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
That's the end of the discussion, isn't it? Do you think that should be different?
No, the woman ultimately has the final say on it. That I truly believe.
Yeah.
But there's so many complicated parenting situations.
I'm not accusing you of anything, by the way. I'm just having the discussion.
So many complicated parenting situations where maybe a woman says, I'm not having the child, but the dad really wants to be. But ultimately, the woman's the one that has to carry the pregnancy. The woman's the one that has to carry that baby to term. Woman's the one that has to go through the risks of it if it goes wrong.
And it is a massive risk.
So I think ultimately it's her choice. I think in a good, healthy relationship, obviously you have that conversation and hopefully you're both on the same page. But if you're not, the woman's choice reigns supreme, in my opinion. In that situation, she said, well, I'm having it anyway, and had it. But then I think she can say to him, look, you've fucked me without a condom and, paid the price, so you are going to now pay the price. But you can't then be like this fucking deadbeat dad. Because he's told you from the off, he's like, it wasn't like the child came and then he said, I've changed my mind. It literally, from the point of finding out you're pregnant, he said, I don't want anything to do.
For me, it's a bit like, I'm
not saying it's great,
It reminds me a little bit of, there was a bloke who went into Love Island and literally his first line was, I'll probably cheat on you with your best friend. And like...
Is it Harry?
No, I think he's actually the bloke that's with Laura Woods now, the sports presenter. I think they're together. Okay. I think his name's Adam. He's a massive Geordie bloke, really tall, good-looking bloke. And it'd be like, say, like, he gets in a relationship with Laura Woods and 6 months down the line, he fucks her best friend and then goes, I did warn you. Do you know what I mean? It's still a shitty thing to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think if he said that with any seriousness and not just like...
It's on her for being upset.
I wouldn't. He's 100% the more in the wrong and he's in the wrong. But I would be like, the fuck did you expect? Like he told you from the off.
Yeah, I think where I fall down on it is the kid's at no fault. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And he's robbing... I mean, I don't know. Look, we're assuming, but say it was like us. You're robbing our kid of one of their parents.
But then
just because you're not ready.
But then she's made that decision to go, well, father or no father, I'm going to have the child. In which case, the child growing up without an involved father is due to the decision made by the child's mother. She was dealt a shit hand.
Not wearing a condom.
She was dealt a shit hand, and she didn't have many choices to go with. She basically had her choices were raise the child without a father or terminate the pregnancy.
Yeah, and if you're someone who fundamentally doesn't believe in
those are shit options,
a pregnancy, but you're left with no choice.
Ultimately, it's a shit choice, but that's the choice. I feel. So you think he should be an... I
think me and you have discussed lots of times that men need to step up more. And I feel like there is no area more important than any other. That if you become a father, whether it's what you wanted or not, you've made decisions that have led to that. Whether you're the one who made the decision to keep the kid, for me, is irrelevant. You made the decision to initiate the situation to lead to a child. Whether it's what you intended, whether it's what you wanted... You're now in this situation.
I'm also going to pose this to you.
Yeah. And to then 6 months down, or however long down the line, not very long after.
9 months is usually a pregnancy.
But, no, but I don't know how long the space between the two relationships or situations. To then have a kid and be an out and proud dad not long afterwards. I personally find it hard to believe. I think it's more he didn't want a kid with her. I think
he wasn't committed to her.
Did want a kid with this person, but that isn't the other child's fault. Do you know what I mean? And he doesn't deserve to grow up without a father or with an intermittent father at best just because of a selfish decision.
But equally, if he wasn't committed to a future with her, and that's something we both agree we think is the likely case.
Yeah.
If she's forced him into fatherhood, and that's a strong terminology. I'm aware of that. I know it's not, he's made the mistake.
She didn't force him to fuck her. She didn't rape him.
I know. But if she's forced him into fatherhood, he's going to be very resentful of that. He's already not entirely committed to her. That's not a healthy dynamic for a child to have between their mum and their dad. So, are you actually helping the child by bringing the father in against his will? Because he's already said it's going to be against my will if I'm here.
I just think it's a shame it's against his will.
Oh, agreed. But that's the situation we're in. It is.
Because, like I said, I've been irresponsible in the past, and I had a month of worrying, like, am I going to end up raising a kid with someone I don't want to be with long term? But I sat down, I had that conversation, and I was like, well, I have to step up and deal with it. Do you know what I mean? I made that decision.
And I'm not saying, by the way, please don't think this is a slight against the woman who's involved in this Mo Gilligan situation.
Yeah.
But that person you were with was one of the worst people in the world. Like, I have never met anyone as horrendous as a person, as a human being,
but
as she was.
Even then, I was still willing to raise a child.
What kind of
environment?
But what kind of... I don't know, man.
For me, in that situation, especially if I don't like the person, I see it's even more important that I have an influence on that child.
So I just think, that's where I stand on it. Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm genuinely gobsmacked.
I'm a little upset to find out that it's all the men online that are seemingly taking the same stance.
I've not seen a single woman that has that. There will be. Of course, there'll be women out there that agree with you, but I think by and large, like, that's just not. It's not cricket. Do you know what I mean?
Like I said, I think he has a financial responsibility, but I don't think he bears any parenting responsibility.
Interesting. Like I said, genuinely taken aback.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to come to blows over it. It's not. Do you know what I mean? But
well, we probably won't have a kid together now.
God help Steph.
That is a disgrace.
No, I'm only joking. And I just think it's sad. I think it's a shame that kid's going to grow up without a dad, and it's not.
Yeah, but you and I, again, this is not a slight against Mo Gilligan as such, but you and I both know people who have grown up with really shit dads.
Totally.
And I'm sure for their own, that they'll tell you, I'd rather grow up without a dad than with a bad one. I
remember someone saying to me once that anyone can be a father, it takes someone special to be a dad.
Yeah.
And I feel incredibly lucky that I feel like I had an amazing dad, and I remember him saying, like, and it wasn't because he thought my sister would get knocked up. He was always like, if my sister had got knocked up at a young age, for example, he was like, we would raise the kid for her while she continued her schooling, got settled, and then she would take over.
I know it's a sweet thing. Very much sounds like the contingency was in place, and that's definitely seems like a judgmental slight against Joe.
No, I don't think it was just.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Like,
you know it more than I do.
Yeah,
but it sounds like it was like, listen.
No, I think I asked him because teenage pregnancies were massive when we were younger. Like, I know a girl that I went to junior school with that before she'd finished high school had 2 children.
Me too.
So it was. And I think that's probably one of the things that inspired me asking my dad about it, because I was just curious, like, what would you do
if
Joe had a kid? It wasn't like my dad at the dinner table. I think. Do you know what? I never actually asked him that question because I think I was such a
misogynist. And you didn't think about that, did you?
No. Do you know what it was? I was such a virgin back then. The prospect of me knocking someone up was just so low. It wasn't. It never entered my head. So I think that's the. You can try and twist it and spin it that I'm being a misogynist.
And I will.
Coming from the man that thinks being a deadbeat dad's fine.
No, because I don't think he has a responsibility to be a dad. Therefore, he's not a deadbeat dad.
That's actually insane. It's going to be a delight to try and turn that into a clip.
Is that what you're going for?
I'll say. I normally sit and listen through the episode, skimming it for bits that I think.
Maybe.
I said maybe.
No, I didn't, because I couldn't get tickets.
This kid won't be the one who saves me.
Maybe she thought it would save the relationship.
Well, you think that's why she got pregnant?
No. Also, look, it seems very likely that the deed was done because no one's come out and said otherwise. But, condoms aren't 100%.
No, they're not.
Foolproof.
I've also held a condom out of a moving car and seen how far they expand, and like shit happens, but it's quite rare, I think. Like you hear a lot about condom splitting. I don't think it's that common.
No, and they'd have probably said it would have come up, so to speak.
And to be fair, I haven't looked into this for over a week, so there could have been developments. A lot could have changed. And yeah, as I said, because I don't know the full story, I've not heard his side of it. I'm not actually fully judging Mo Gilligan. I'm just the prospect of a man knocking a woman up and just being like, yeah, I'm not going to be in the kid's life.
Do you want to do it? No, I'm not. Oh, God.
Go on, what are you going to say?
Do you want to play like things you can say about your child and not about your sex life?
No. No.
Do you know what my first one was going to be?
What?
Based on this.
Go on.
I was going to go, I don't know if I want this anymore.
Yeah. I think it's best we don't.
Ready for the next one?
Go on.
I'm not paying for that.
Pretty sure that's what Mo Gilligan said.
You're going to get such a spanking. I'll stop.
Yeah, I would. Is it ever acceptable to put your seat back on a plane, Jake?
To put your seat back on a what? Oh, you mean lean back?
Yeah.
If no one's behind you.
But if there is.
Also, if a kid behind you is kicking you, correct. You lean that bad boy back. Do you think so?
What always annoys me about it is, why do they go back? If it's something you're not allowed to do, because by and large it's just seen as you don't do it. Like I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to put my seat
so why
back.
can they?
So yeah, why is it even an option? Do you know what I mean? Because it is. You are robbing someone of all of the space in front of them. And
if they're trying to eat.
Yeah, like it's just ridiculous. But yeah, you just shouldn't do it. I think it's a dick move.
So what about when a kid's kicking you though?
You have a word with a parent.
Nah, fucking straight back.
Like, I remember, I don't know whether this is misogynistic or not. Maybe I should have offered to punch her in the face. I don't know. But I was at a concert once with Ash and Lindsay, and we were right towards the front.
Avenged Sevenfold? No, not Avenged Sevenfold.
No,
it was Shinedown.
We're at Norwich Uni Hall, and we're right at the front. We queued early, and I'd say we were in genuine touching distance of the band. It's the best concert I've ever been to.
No, and you've always said one of the best moments of your life
was he pointed at us.
Was when he said, "This song's about friendship and love or whatever."
And I had my arms. We had our arms around each other, and he just pointed to us and was like, "That's exactly what I'm talking about." And we were like, "He looked at us." But in the first half of the show, this girl who was like half my height, for some reason, chose to stand behind me, and she kept hitting me in the back, and I kept looking back, and then she'd stop and laugh.
Maybe she fancied you.
No, she didn't, because she was with her boyfriend. He was stood right behind her, and she kept doing it, and it was like every 5 minutes or so I'd just get like a dig in the back. And during the break, I turned around.
They have an interval.
They had an interval, yeah. There was some sort. It might have been after the warm-up act, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I turned around, and I didn't look at her. I looked at her boyfriend that was stood directly behind her.
How big was the boyfriend?
Smaller than me. He wasn't much smaller, but he was enough that I felt confident.
You could intimidate him.
Yeah, and I just looked at him and I said, if she doesn't fucking stop that, I'm going to start hitting you. And funnily enough, they moved. So maybe I'd do something similar to the parent. If your kid don't stop kicking my fucking chair, I'm going to start kicking you.
And I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
But yeah, I felt like we needed to change the subject after your child jokes.
Yeah, that sounds questionable when you put it like that.
I mean, it was questionable.
Yeah. What about things you can say about your dinner but not your partner?
Looks disgusting.
How dry is that? How long's that been sat on the side?
I like mine moist.
Nom.
I like mine covered in gravy.
Yeah, it's wet, isn't it?
It's a bit smelly.
Yeah, smell that.
I like mine al fresco.
We're going to have our own, or sort of put them all in the middle and then just...
Another silly subject. Gay thought, straight thought. So you've got to say whether you think what I'm about to say is a gay thought or a straight thought.
Is it cock? Because I think I'm going to nail this. If it's vaginal willy, I'm in.
It's Willy all the way.
Gay.
His penis, I tell you what, while we're on it, is cock inherently gay?
No, it can't be, can it?
I don't
You're
know.
saying women are gay? Like straight women are actually gay men?
Not just women are into cock.
Listen. Well, gay men are gay,
Yeah.
but straight women are not gay.
It's a little bit gay to suck a dick, isn't it?
It's a bit... I don't know, listen. I'll watch some videos, do some research, get back to you.
Fair enough. I appreciate
Do
it.
you think it? Cock's
What do I think?
inherently gay? This is the content. Like, this is... We do all the topical stuff.
We spent 45 minutes having a good...
And we deep dive into what we think about the expectations of parenthood and pregnancy.
Politics.
No, this is it.
And then we
it's
get
cock
to the
gay.
It's cock gay. Cock is as cock does, Jay. I think gay's in the eye of the beholder, frankly.
Gay!
But the actual thought I wanted us to question.
Okay, shoot.
I wish every other man in the world was gay.
Why?
No, I'm asking. So we're not questioning the thought itself, but as to whether that is a gay thought or a straight thought.
You want a snap judgment. You don't want me to go, that's a very insecure thought, do you? Is this come from a man or a woman?
It was
Doesn't
a
matter,
bloke.
doesn't-
I've stolen it from another podcast.
Quite
to
a
be
gay
transparent.
thought.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it means... I think it means you want every... Well, look, the reality is it's insecure and you don't want anyone stealing your woman. You want a free run at every woman in the world and you want every woman to have a free run at you. Certainly the straight ones. But the reality is you just want to watch other blokes get off everywhere you look.
I don't know if that's what it means.
Well,
You don't
what's
just
gonna
see
happen.
men and women just banging.
You see
everywhere
people
you
macking
look.
on all over the place. I've seen things
I
in
don't
revs.
see a lot.
I've
That's
seen
not-
things in revs that you can't
in
unsee.
revs. That's not everywhere. Like, I've been to Brighton, which is quite a liberal place. I go there fairly often. I don't see people just like getting it on everywhere. Maybe I'm not looking properly. I don't know. Maybe I'm so settled and straight that I just don't see it happening.
What do you think is a straight thought?
I haven't put a lot of thought into
Every
it.
other man in the world, gay. Also, how were you born? Like, your gay dad was forced to have sex with a woman.
My dad's dead.
Fucking play that dead dad card now.
How dare you besmirch the memory of my dead father?
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
He would fucking hate this, by the way. No, every man before was straight.
But
Not
now,
every man, but every man that wanted to be straight was gay.
this is falling apart.
I've lost it.
So is it a gay thought or a straight thought for want every other man in the world to be gay?
I think it depends man to man. I personally would agree with you. I think it's quite a gay thought. Because, frankly, I haven't got the stamina to satisfy that many women, nor do I want to even attempt to.
No.
So
You put Bonnie Blue to shame.
So if it's 50-50, I mean, it's not. I think there are technically more women than men in the world. I could be wrong
Yeah, I
about
think
that.
there are.
So if we said roughly, there's 8 billion people in the world, roughly.
Roughly 4 billion women.
Even say 5.
Suddenly, I won't even say 6. What are we doing here?
Because we said there's more women than men.
We said
About 4.5.
roughly. Like,
About 4.5
we're just doing
billion.
loose estimations anyway.
The people need to know, Jake.
If I'm going to sleep with every woman on the planet,
I need to know how many women that is.
you'd lose count anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
4 billion. I mean, even fucking Mick Jagger didn't sleep with that many. Do you know what I mean? Like,
He
it's
tried.
just insane.
He tried. He would love. So the thing is, that's the thing. I think Mick Jagger would love every man in the world being gay because then he had.
He did have free reign anyway.
No, but
He's
even
Mick
more
Jagger, for
so.
fuck's sake.
Even more so.
He's lead singer of the Stones.
But that's the thing. He had that many women. That didn't make him gay.
Also, just because you're the only straight man in the world, and let's say all the straight women, like, it doesn't mean they'll sleep with you still.
The thing is, at that point as well, if you are the last straight man in the world, you would start to question your decision making, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be like, what is it I'm not seeing? What is it I'm not appreciating? Maybe dick is fantastic.
It's inherently gay, we know that. Do you have any more gay thoughts or straight thoughts?
That was the only one. We'll have to try and
It's a
think
very
of
gay
more.
thought.
It is, like I said, I saw it from another podcast and I thought it's been in the notes for ages as something
just
like
clear through it.
it's just like a random, if there's a moment for it.
And then we're just making up population numbers.
I'm sorry, I don't know how many women there are in the world,
But
Jay.
it's roughly 50-50. Just stick 50-50. You just start climbing it up.
It's only an extra billion.
Yeah. 5 billion to 3 billion. But that's all right because the 3 billion men are gay. Mostly.
Apart from me.
Apart from you.
Or you.
Could be me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happens if you're... Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here as just this person is single. Perennially so.
Oh, what, the last man standing, as it were?
Yeah. I don't think that thought's come from a man who's in a happy relationship.
That's the thing, like, it's a difficult conversation to have when
It's
you're
a
in
very-
a relationship.
It's a very incel-y thought.
Yeah.
I wish every other man on the planet was gay. Also, like, if you're here in Britain, for example, look, I hear people are crawling over here in their billions, in their trillions, swimming through the oceans of shit to
Get a
try
hell
and
of
get
a lot
into the
worse
country.
trying to get to this
But-
bad boy.
Like, what difference does it matter? The sexuality of a man in fucking India or China or Australia or Brazil to what you're doing here in the UK?
I mean, to me, it doesn't. I don't care what people's sexuality is.
I like everyone in the world. Every other man in the world. Just mad. Gayest thought ever. I just wish everywhere I went, everyone was having gay sex.
But we have said previously that there's nothing more masculine than having sex with another man.
Yeah. But we're not talking about masculinity. We're talking about heterosexuality and
That's very
homosexuality.
Gay men can be masculine.
100%. They're all masculine.
Yeah.
Nothing more masculine than loving a bit of cock.
That's appreciating men at its finest.
It's a weird thing, a penis, isn't it? Because it, like, by and large, they do sort of rule the world.
Yeah.
But they're
It's
like,
ruled everything since the history of time.
they're not pretty looking things.
No. What do you think looks better, a cock
like-
or a vagina?
Like, not, I mean, neither. I would like, they're like and like, do you know what I mean?
They're as bad as one another.
Well, no, but none of that's designed to make you be like,
Yeah, it's not done for the aesthetics. It's
no, it's
functionality.
functionality.
Yeah.
And
Speed and comfort.
and like penises don't do what you always want them to do, you know.
Preach.
And as you get older, it gets worse.
Preaching to the choir, my good
You
man.
know, I mean, if you're just peeing all the time, you think you're done peeing, and then you get up and your willy's just like,
I
yeah,
need some more.
I found some more.
Yeah. That
You know,
fucking
just-
pisses me off, that does.
Oh, tell me about
Nothing
it.
ruins my day more than that happening.
The
Genuinely.
horrible after wee.
Yeah, and then like you just feel it, and like you're worried, can anyone else see it? Do you know what I mean? It's just awful.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Look, I think we got to the bottom of it.
The top of it, the bottom of it,
The shaft,
the otters,
bears,
the bears,
the twinks,
the twinks,
all of them.
the other ones. The other. How many animals are there in the gay community? If you're a gay
There's a menagerie.
man listening in now,
Let us know.
write in and let us know what the different.
We should ask that Joe Zempic bloke on Twitter.
Who's Joe Zempic?
Are you not? He's like a football guy, but gay and like.
I might have seen it. I just don't know him by name.
I'm pretty sure he's called Joe Zempic.
See, this is what happens, right? Every time Steph tries to talk to me about some like online trend or something, I'm like, I'm going to stop you there. I haven't seen it. I don't know what
But
you're
the thing
talking
is,
about.
you're on social media all the time.
I know my algorithm just aren't designed
What do you
that
see
way.
on your algorithm?
Porn? Nah, not anymore.
I don't get porn.
Bloody
man.
government. No, I don't get porn on mine. I saw like an OnlyFans model or something, and it came up on my feed a couple of days ago, and it really fucking threw me because I was like, what the fuck?
Have I been watching?
What? Yeah, where's that come from? And I looked at it and I was like, I couldn't see anything, so I thought maybe someone I know's interacted with it. We know people who interact with OnlyFans models online.
Beggy pricks.
I can only assume that they've liked it or something. But the rarity of it, properly threw me for fucking 6. And I was like, that's what I told Steph anyway, so I was on it looking.
Makes sense. In case she listens.
So who's engaged with this? She's like, you'll find it down in the comments. I'm like, no, I'm just going to focus at the top here.
There's a lot to investigate.
Around the picture area. Just think. And that's the story I'm sticking with.
Oh, I think that's a smart story.
But yeah, man, it really threw me. I was like, the fuck is that?
We had agony aunts, bro. We've not got to any of them.
No,
we'll have to save them for another week.
If you're waiting to hear our response,
you have to wait a bit longer.
Tough. Sorry.
Sucks to be you.
Get in line, baby. But we came here with no idea what we were going to talk about, roughly. We ended up doing a full pod.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Fuck, that was aggressive. That was so loud. Fuck. I was not ready for that. If you saw the size difference of the sound on the recording, it's mental.
Oh my goodness.
We should have probably tested that properly before we started.
Yeah. All our listeners, when they hear that.
But guys, let us know what you think. Who's right about the Mo Gilligan situation? Like, is he is a man? Not let's keep it away from Mo Gilligan. Would any man in that situation, be considered a deadbeat dad, or should he step up? Do you know what I mean? Which one of us do you agree with?
Or does he have no obligation to do anything other than pay?
Of course he does. Anyway, I've lost track of how do you feel about the Farage football shirts? Let us know that as well.
Is it a gay thought to think that, or a straight thought
to think that all men should be gay?
It's a gay thought, but you have your own opinion and you'll write to us and tell us.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you wish if you could pick any of the sexuality spectrums?
I'd also like to have a gay person on the pod.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's like, just like permanently around or as a guest?
As a guest.
Or just like little lingering?
I do think it would be an interesting dynamic if we brought in a third person and they were gay.
Based on?
I just think they'd bring a different dynamic.
If they were dynamic enough, they would.
Yeah, but I've met a lot of gay men.
Okay, and they're all charismatic?
A lot of them are.
A lot of them aren't. I mean, no, I'm not doing down half the gay community.
Yeah, but we're not going to pick one of the shitty gays.
We could pick a good gay.
We're going to pick a great gay.
Like a really solid gay.
Like Joe Zempic.
Sure. The kind of gay that you could tell just by within 2 minutes. You're like this guy's gay.
Yeah.
Like, we watched a thing, me and Steph, some shitty TV thing, and it was like, here's these couples that have met a million miles away or whatever, and they introduced us to this bloke, and I swear to God, when they showed the woman, I genuinely turned to Steph. I was like, "Oh, a woman." So, well, that has shocked me, and maybe that's me being judgmental. That's putting my own.
No, genuinely, I worked with someone recently. They don't work with me anymore. They've moved on to other pastures. But no, I met a guy that I was dead set that man's gay, and then we were chatting one day, and he mentioned his girlfriend, and I had to stop myself doing like a shocked look.
What?
And I had to go, oh, nice. I played it off. And I was like, wow, my gaydar was not working on that one.
Sometimes it throws you.
Yeah. Like, look, it's all good. It's all one love. Do you know what I mean?
Under the cock.
Under the cock?
It's all one love under the cock that is inherently gay. We really got to the base of a lot of issues here.
Yeah.
I thought we'd just do the tip, but we've gone
I feel
deep.
like that poor woman got shafted by Mo Gilligan, though.
Literally. She didn't protect herself in any way.
He left everything out there. Do you know? But yeah, the podcast is ending. Jake, point to the screen. Guys, let us know what you think. You can do so on...
Sorry, I watched the Alex episode recently. It's in my head.
Dun, 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 dun. You can do it on Facebook at Crossing Swords, on Twitter at Swords Crossing, on Instagram and TikTok at CrossingSwords_podcast, and you can email us at CrossingSwords19@gmail.com. And one last thing, If you're listening to this and not watching, just do us a huge favour. Either go onto our TikTok page, our YouTube page, Instagram, Facebook. If you've got time, all of them. Pick a video, like it, comment, does massive shit for us, and we'd really appreciate it. More of you started doing it, but we need all of you to start doing it.
Yeah, boy.
And we'll fucking see you next time.
Bye, you maybe gay people.
You beautiful gays.